Bulgaria. She spent years traveling the world and she eventually arrived to America in July of 1873. She started in New York City and just 2 years later, in 1875, she co-founded the movement known as the Theosophical Society right here in the United States. Moving into her broad teachings, Blavatsky founded Theosophy, which she defined as a synthesis of science, religion, and philosophy. Her core claim was that all world religions stem from a single ancient Western religion that had been lost to the modern world. Philosophically, her doctrine is monist. She taught that there is one absolute changeless reality, often called the absolute. Many of the other religions or sciences at the time saw the absolute as heaven or hell, but she didn't name it as either of those. She named it as the absolute. She thought that everything in the universe was an emanation of this one divine essence. So, according to her writings, the universe continuously cycles through vast periods of activity and passivity. Human souls were bound to this cycle, evolving over millions of years through karma and reincarnation before eventually returning back to the divine source. So there are two key pillars emphasized through her main writings. Her main writings were called Isis Unveiled and The Secret Doctrine. The first concept of her writing is the Mahatmas, or the Masters of the Ancient Wisdom. Blavatsky claimed that she did not invent Theosophy. Instead, she maintained that her books were dictated or spiritually communicated to her by a secretive brotherhood of highly evolved human spirits and adepts living hidden away in Tibet. The second key point is the Universal Brotherhood. The primary goal of the Theosophical Society was to form a nucleus of the United Brotherhood of Humanity. So Blavatsky emphasized that the spiritual brotherhood must explicitly reject any distinctions based on race, creed, sex, caste, or color. So to understand why Blavatsky was needed in the late 19th century America, we have to look at how she differed from the cultural landscape that was known. At the time, Western society was deeply split between a rigid Christian society. These would be like your Catholics, Christians, and then the rapid rise also of materialist science. So Blavatsky offered like a middle path, the third path that sought to bridge the gap between the two. She also differed completely from the highly popular spiritualism movement of her era. While American spiritualists were busy sitting in rooms trying to talk to their deceased loved ones, or what were known as ghosts, Blavatsky shifted the focus away from that and tried to refocus it towards cosmic evolution and ancient philosophy. Because she systematically translated and integrated Hindu and Buddhist concepts into the Western vernacular, she effectively laid the groundwork for the modern New Age movement. So, to wrap up with some fun facts, before her mystic career and getting into all of this, she claimed that she was very wild and did a lot of crazy things. She told stories of working as a circus horse rider, a professional concert pianist, and eventually fighting as a soldier alongside Italian nationalist Giuseppe Garibaldi, where she claimed she survived a stiletto wound to the heart. Additionally, in her evolutionary timeline, she wrote that the very first root race of humans on Earth actually consisted of invisible astral jellyfish creatures. Finally, she became naturalized U.S. citizen in 1878, and that's all that I have on Madame Blavatsky. The two sources I used for this information were from Britannica's biography on her, and then also a peer-reviewed article made by Mullen Fitger in 2020. And yeah, thank you. Hi everyone.